Ah, man, the nostalgic sound doesn't get old. But is Microsoft $280 stock a good buy right now? Or is it overpriced? Hey guys, welcome to Curious Peggy, and I'm curious. I'm curious if Microsoft's $2 trillion valuation is a good valuation or a good time to start a position in Microsoft for the next 5-10 years and onwards. So as usual, after researching and putting hours into this prediction, I made a wonderful, easy to read, and understandable Excel spreadsheet with graphs that predicts the stocks every year up until 2030. Now before we get into it, there's a few disclaimers that you should know. Am I a financial advisor? No. Can you rely on this video to make the choice to buy Microsoft stock or not? I would say yes. All information, stats, and facts came from solid data, so nothing came right up my ass. Can you guys use this video as research towards Microsoft? Definitely. Do I own any Microsoft shares? Not at the moment, but I am planning to though. And to be honest, after looking at the prediction, I'm pretty darn optimistic. Should you like this video, you should definitely smash the like button with no question. And if you subscribe, is there gonna be more videos like this? Oh hell yeah, man. I love this stuff, man. I love the stock market. I love companies. I love investing. If you guys have a company in mind that you guys want me to do, comment down below. Don't be shy. But yeah, man, I love doing these things, so expect more of these videos and other cool videos in the future as soon as I can get out of this freaking lockdown. Did you know Bill Gates is no longer involved in Microsoft since March of 2020 due to some investigations? Yeah, that's kind of sus. That's right, founder of Microsoft is no longer involved in his own company, in Microsoft. Damn, that kind of burns, but he still has shares. So that's still good. So everyone knows Microsoft, and for those who don't know Microsoft, they've been literally living under a rock. But Microsoft has products that we literally use every single day. To their offices, Windows, Xbox, and the list just keeps going on. Now, upon researching and trying to find exciting news about Microsoft, I just couldn't find anything interesting and exciting. I can conclude that Microsoft is a boring company, but just because it's a boring company, it doesn't mean it's a bad investment. Most boring companies perform well and give great ROI. Companies like 3M, Public Storage, Caterpillar, Lowe's, and Microsoft is no exception. However, I did come upon some news, and that was their Windows 11 that's coming in 2025. I mean, it's not all exciting because they kind of have to upgrade to Windows 11 and then 12 and then 13, so on, to stay relevant. But this news wasn't as exciting compared to their investment with GM into the self-driving electric car systems, which I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty cool since that's going to be the future. But hey man, it's still worth a try. But after researching deeper into Amazon, I found that they are more interested in putting more energy and investment into their cloud system. That's what the CEO also said and pointed. You can see it in this chart and in the pie graph. Yeah, it's more than 25% of their entire business. And to be completely honest with you, I love their cloud system. The company I work for uses Office 365 emails and storage, which requires clouds, and honestly, the service is A+. We rarely get any issues, and if we do, we call them and they answer within 5 minutes and they fix it right on the spot. It's just great service. If they are this good with their customer service with Office 365, I could only imagine how their Dynamics is, and their Dynamics is one of the best systems out there. So the cloud system is a check, is a great A+, and honestly, if they continue to work on it, it's gonna be one of the best cloud systems on this entire planet. And if that's how Microsoft wants to grow their business, hey man, they're doing a great job at it. But one important note that I do want to mention about Microsoft is the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic caused everybody around the world to work from home, remote working. And Microsoft is in great position for this. You see, this pandemic has given great demand to remote working from home, which requires clouds that can move information and assignments and storage move quickly and fast, and that's exactly what Microsoft does. And honestly, the pandemic has been fantastically great for Microsoft. I mean, you can even see it in their yearly sales. I mean, while everyone was going bankrupt and losing sales and businesses, Microsoft was doing records like, bruh, look at all these record sales and profits. I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, their cloud system is what's gonna take them to the next level right now. Does that mean that you should be going all in? Let's find out. All right, so the current price right now for Microsoft is $280. The 2020 peak price was $231.65. This will come in handy soon, but these are the information that we have right now. 2020 revenue, Microsoft did about $154 billion in sales and $51 billion in net income, and just a little bit over $7.5 billion in shares outstanding, with an EPS of $6.75 and a forward PE of just below 35 when the peak of $231.65 was back in 2020, which was exactly that when we look back at the chart. And based on the formula, the Microsoft stock price, as you guys can see, is 232, which was exactly that, with a almost $1.8 trillion valuation. That's what we have for 2020. In order to find 2021 to 2024, what I found on the internet, the best prediction that I found was from Simply Wall Street. These guys honestly have one of the best predictions out there, and sadly, usually they go from 2020 to 2025 for the prediction, but here we only had up until 2024, so we're gonna go with it. Now, one thing I want to point out here is not the full end year of the years here. It is until June 30th. So this is just mid-year, so you guys can see exactly how much it would be, how much the price prediction would be within that year. So we're gonna go ahead and plug whatever Simply Wall Street has in their prediction and our prediction here as well. Once that's nicely plugged in, we have to go find the shares outstanding, because this is going to be very key to find out what the price of the stock is going to be. Now, looking at Microsoft shares outstanding, it looks quite interesting, kind of as interesting as Apple's. By the way, if you haven't watched the Apple stock prediction, check it out. We can see that Microsoft has been buying back their own stock since 2006 with some hiccups here and there. They've been buying a lot of buybacks, and recently it's been growing too. If we look at it recently from 2019 and onwards, they've been gradually buying back more of their own stock, which is quite interesting. But honestly, I'm not a fan of it, because I would like to see this money reinvested back to the company. But again, it's Microsoft and they have a lot of cash. They're already well established, and I guess they can afford, and I'm okay with Microsoft buying more and more of their own stock. I guess it just makes sense. So what I did was I went back to all the way to 2017 because I wanted more data, and I plugged all the numbers and every quarter of their shares outstanding in this chart over here. And on a quarterly average, they've been buying about 0.2% of their own stock back. But we're doing this on a yearly basis, so we have to find out the yearly average percentage. And this is what we got. So in between, from 2018 to 2017, it was 0.8%. From 2019 to 2018, it was 1%. And from 2020 to 2019, it was 1% as well, which gave us an yearly average of 0.5%. But since they've been buying back more and more, I'm gonna be more optimistic and say they're gonna buy 0.5%. From now on to 2024, they're gonna keep buying 0.5% of their own stock, which does sound reasonable. So we're gonna plug that into the formula here, and as you can see, up until 2024, it is going down from 7.6 to 7.5 almost. Earnings per share gets calculated automatically here, and as you guys can see, it is increasing, and we can confirm that 2021, we're not that far away via Yahoo Finance. So we're on the right path. So right now, Microsoft's stock price is hovering around the $280 range. As we know, earnings per share becomes very key to determining what the PE should be and how valued the stock is. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna plug in $280 per share compared to the EPS from now until 2024, and this is what we get. So if the stock price is $280, which it is right now, the current PE is going to be around 36. 2022 following that is going to be 34, and then it's gonna be 30, just below 30, and 2024 is going to be 28. So that's good. It is getting cheaper on a yearly basis, but that's if the stock price is at $280 year round, which we don't want. We want this to continue to grow up, going higher and higher and higher, so we can't make them gains. So the forward PE needs to be drastically reduced even further so it's more attractive for our investments. Let's keep going deeper into it until 2030 and see what the PE will be then. So from 2025 to 2030, I couldn't find any predictions because honestly that's too long for anyone to predict a certain sales or profits. It's too long. That's why they say 3 to 5 years is ideal, and that's even too long for them. So what I did was that I compared the sales between 2020 to 2021 and onwards until 2024 based on the prediction that Simply Wall Street has given us, and this is what we get. We have an 8% growth from 2020 to 2021, a 12% growth from 2021 to 2022, same thing with 22 and 23, and 23 to 24 just gets slightly less to 11. Profits are interesting because the profit, there was a 16% increase and a 5% and a 13 and 9% is kind of weird. So I went back a bit so I can get more data and be more confident with my prediction, with my percentage that I'm going to be using for this formula. I went as back as 2017 to find this information, and from 2017 we can see it was a 14% growth from 2018 to 2017, and another 14% growth from 2019 to 2018, and another 14% growth from 2020 to 2019 for the revenue, for their sales, which is interesting because they're keeping 14% constant throughout the year, but Simply Wall Street is saying that for the years to come, it's going to drop down to 12%, which is going to be quite interesting. For profits from 2018 to 2017, it was negative 35% compared to growth wise. I think they're doing some accusation there or something, but the year after that, it was 137. So it was a big bounce back. And then from 2020 to 2019, it was a 13% growth. So how can we predict this? What's a good prediction here? So based on what we see here from 2017 to 2020 and from 2020 to 2024, I'm going to assume that 12% from 2025 to 2030 is a good percentage to go forward with. I think 12% is actually pretty decent for Microsoft. Knowing that in the future, they're gonna do more acquisitions, they're gonna do more bigger stuff. It's Microsoft, man. They control all the software at the moment. They control almost all the things that we do from home. So I don't see them messing up anywhere. If anything, they're gonna be doing more acquisitions like how they did with LinkedIn, get themselves more involved in industries. Now the net profit was a bit tricky here because simply Wall Street says here it's a 10% increase year over year, but we see here based off what we have, it's 11% as the average. So you know what? I went conservative here and I said 11% net profit on a yearly basis up from 2025 to 2030 should be reasonable. So putting these into the formula, we get all these numbers up until 2030. The shares outstanding will continue to be bought out at a 0.5% rate, and this is the number that we get. The EPS will be calculated automatically. As we can see, by 2030 it's going to be almost $20 earnings per share, which is absolutely crazy. And as well as a forward PE does follow that as well, which giving it a 14 PE at a price of $280. So it's going to be extremely cheap, that price at 2030. But obviously, as I mentioned earlier, we don't want it to be $280 up until 2030. Now getting into the juicy part, the part that we're all waiting for is the Microsoft stock price. So in order to find the stock price, we need to find the right PE, because the PE is going to be what's going to determine what the stock price is going to be. And looking at their PE history, we can see back in 2010, it was at 8, which is just absolutely cheap. I mean, why haven't I known about this back then, man? I would have gone all in back then. I mean, 8 PE for Microsoft. Are you kidding me? Extremely cheap. And it keeps, hovering between 8, 7, 9, 12, 10. And then we had a big jump in 2016, then back down to 20, which was reasonable. And now we are here all the way to 2021, being at almost 40, 38.2, which is quite expensive for any stock. But because there's high expectation for Microsoft right now, again, they're in a great position right now because of the pandemic. It literally changed the workforce, man. Companies are no longer going into office buildings anymore. I mean, that's pretty big. If you can work from home and be motivated and just get the job done from home, why the heck does the company need to spend so much money on an office building? Seriously, it's cheaper for everybody. It's happier for everybody. As we can see here, the PE keeps going up and up and up, but that's because people now are more aware of what Microsoft is. They know that Microsoft is a safe investment, it's a stable investment, and there's a lot of demand for it, like I just mentioned. So I'm going to say that Microsoft will never be in the 15, 20, 25 PE ever again. I don't think so, especially nowadays when tech stocks, Amazon is at 75 PE, Tesla is at 500, Apple is at 40 PE. I'm not gonna lie, right now everything is overvalued, but everyone is expecting to have a big boom coming out of this pandemic. So it kind of makes sense to have a high PE. But personally, I don't think we will ever see Microsoft down below 30 PE ever again. And if you do, you better be buying as much as you can, because this is a great deal. Anything below 30 for Microsoft, I think is a fantastic deal. Based off this data, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 35 PE. I would say 35 to 40, but let's take 35 to be conservative. So putting 35 PE to the formula, this is what we get for 2021. $274 per share, which is quite interesting because it's closer to 80. So that's pretty interesting. And we reached over $2 trillion valuation, which we are right now as well. 2022 was about $290 per share. 2023 was $328 per share. 2024, $360 per share. 2025, $401 per share. 2026, $447 per share. 2027, $500 per share. 2028, $556 per share. 2029, $621 per share. And by 2030, $693 per share, with upwards of $5 trillion in evaluation, which I honestly think could be undervalued by then. I really don't know, but I have a feeling 5 trillion by 2030. I think around the 7 trillion mark seems to be better. Now that's on a 35 PE. Let's see what it will look like on a 40 PE, because that's where it looks like it's going. And this is what we get on a 40 PE from 2021 to 2030. They're saying by end of 2021, $313 per share Microsoft should be if the PE is at $40 per share, which Honestly, it does sound pretty realistic. Right now, we're in the 280s. It looks like we're about to hit 300, break the 300 mark for Microsoft. And it will happen probably in the next few months, latest by maybe first quarter of 2022. Guaranteed. But by 2030, it looks like they're saying it's going to be $800 per share with almost a $6 trillion market cap, which is absolutely insane. And here's a graph where you guys can see it is going to the moon. All right, now my thoughts on this. Given that Microsoft is a boring company, there's nothing wrong with them, just the fact that they're just a boring company. I mean, Microsoft is such a big player in the tech space all around the world, it'll just be a waste if they don't do something even bigger with it. For example, Apple is starting their own electric car. I mean, they have no business being it, but they're doing it and it's pretty darn exciting. But that doesn't mean Microsoft is a bad investment. In fact, I think Microsoft is one of the best investments you can do in terms of growth, stability, and dividends. Moreover, employees are threatening to quit their job if they have to go back to the office, and we all know who benefits while working from home. Microsoft. So Microsoft is in a great position all in all. Now, should you guys buy Microsoft stock? Well, if you're looking to place your money somewhere that won't disappear, or in general thinking to start a position in Microsoft, well, it is a good investment. With a quarterly dividend payout, and of course being a dividend king soon, and with stable growth, obviously, it's a fantastic place to put your money. However, I do think the price is a little bit overpriced, just a little bit. If there's a little bit of correction or there's a dip, definitely I would start a position. But if you guys are looking far in the future, like 2025, 2030, it doesn't really matter. So 110%, Microsoft is a safe, secure, and stable place to put your money for the long term. Heck, definitely better than a savings account. So that's my take on Microsoft and the prediction. Let me know if you guys agree with anything that we did today, to the PE, to the EPS, whatever it may be. I would love to have your feedback in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation. Let's talk about Microsoft, see what you guys think about it. I'm very curious to know what you guys really think about it. So comment down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you guys really did enjoy this video, you guys will definitely love these stock predictions, the Apple, the Tesla, and the Amazon. You guys will definitely enjoy those videos. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya and take care.